Hey there, beautiful creatures. It's Kayla. Welcome back to my channel. Or if you're new here, hi, I'm Kayla. I'm an author, a witch, and a supernatural fangirl. This is one of my supernatural tattoos. This is Castiel's handprint from when he pulls Dean out of hell. Spoiler alert, if you've never seen Supernatural, what's wrong with you? Second of all, go watch it after this video. My other supernatural tattoo is my anti-possession one right here. Anyway, I do have a video about some of my tattoos. I'll link it. I've gotten quite a bit more since that video, but anyhow, today's video, I just wanted to play with some makeup. I've got like this peachy neon look I want to do, and I want to use this palette here. It's the Profusion Cosmetics Upbeat Orange palette. It's cute. It's got like a little cassette tape thing there, but they're really pretty colors, and I've watched quite a few reviews on this. My friend Cassidy found this at Walmart. It was like $6, I think. But I've used it a couple of times. They're a little powdery, but this like neon pink peach color here, oh, I want to do like this eye look with it. So that's what we're going to attempt today. And my sponge isn't wet, so we're going to use mostly brushes. I am currently caffeinating. Again, I had my first cup of coffee at like 7 o'clock this morning, so it's now 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So I think it's okay to have a homemade iced, well, there's no ice in here, mocha chai latte in my Yeti cup. Not fun, but honestly, they're worth the money. I want to get one that's like dipped. I have stickers on mine, but anyhow, that's neither here nor there. Should we medicate a little bit? Okay. If you don't know, I medicate with cannabis. Does that have anything to do with makeup? No, but it does to me, I guess, in my makeup routine. So here we go. Anybody else feel stupid when they hit a dab pen or vape pen? Or I've heard different people call these different things. What do you call these? I call it a vape pen because that's what they sell it to be as. It's a vape cartridge. Anyhow, if you toke, toke. If you don't, why are you watching this video? No, I'm just kidding. Everybody's welcome here. Speaking of, if you enjoy my shenanigans, then please hit subscribe and like and all that fucking bullshit, whatever. Okay, let's get started. Let's prep my eyes. I'm going to use my good old trusty concealer, and it's good old and trusty because it's the only one I got. And it is the LA Girl Pro Conceal, the high definition concealer. It's pretty good. It doesn't cover quite how I want it to. I think I just need to get a different undertone. You don't need much though. I mean, you can, but I'm going to put it here and a little more out, and I'm gonna prep my eyelids with this. That's probably way too much. So how are you? How are things going? You good? I hope so. Oh, the weather is killing me today. I have arthritis and some nerve and back issues. And when the barometric pressure goes up, things get uncomfortable, and I turn into an 80-year-old lady who can, you know, I feel the weather coming. It's in my bones. It's in my bones. But that's the South for you. If you don't know, I'm in rural Texas at the moment. Oh. And not to complain about, you know, the weather, because why? But shit. It's no joke sometimes. Oh. Itchy nose. Okay. Wipe my fingers off on my baby wipe here. Pro tip, makeup wipes are unnecessary unless you are like highly, I don't know, sensitive. Even then, I just use, this is Parents' Choice from Walmart. These are fragrance-free baby wipes. Yes. Very good for wiping off the fingers. I even use this to remove makeup. I'll do a video on that one day. Okay, where is my setting powder that I want to use? I don't see, oh, there it is. I'm going to use this little Bare Minerals Mineral Veil powder. It's this little tiny one here. I don't even know what the color is, but translucent, pasty. There's a slight tint to it, not much though. Tap a little into the lid. And I'm going to use this tiny e.l.f. Flawless Concealer Brush, actually for what we're going to use it for. I'm actually going to, not blind you with my mirror. Is that the right side? No. The magnifies on the other. I'm going to just tap with my finger and make sure that there's no lines. And that everything looks okie dokie. And then I'm going to not dump it all over my hand, but I'm just going to swirl it into the powder I poured into the lid and kind of tap it just a little, not much, just to get the extra so it doesn't go flying all into your eye holes. And then I'm just going to press this into that still tacky concealer. Mainly on the upper lid right now. Not too worried about setting the bottom at the moment. You can see the difference. We'll do that to the other side too. I'm going to pick up some more powder and get it ready on my little brush here. Smooth it out with my finger again. To the other side just in case there's a little foliage. Get whatever that was out of my eye. Oh, my back is killing me. Not that you need to know that, but small break. I gotta adjust slightly. Ooh, there we go. Okay. I'm gonna leave this powder sitting out in case I need to use it to blend a little bit. I shouldn't need to, but just in case. And that's always a good trick if you're having trouble blending your eyeshadows in, especially like the outer edges or just really anywhere if it's looking a little too harsh or whatnot. Just add a little translucent powder and or whatever skin tone shade to that area and buff it out. Okay. This isn't working. Hang on. Bear with me. Just in my legs here. Okay. Oh. Okay. Let's have another sip of coffee while we're waiting here. And get this palette ready to go. You're still with me. Thank you. I enjoy doing these videos, and I hope you enjoy watching them. Alright, I'm going to take this Real Techniques. I believe it's their, like, it's all worn off, but it's their little, like, crease brush. This little super fluffy domed crease brush. And I'm going to dip into that Psych shade that I showed you earlier. It's like that neon peachy color. I'm going to load my brush up pretty good. And I'm going to tap a little bit off. And then I'm going to pretty much just kind of blend this everywhere at first. But like we're going to kind of build it up in layers. This looks like hardly nothing right now, but we'll get there. Go back in a little bit more. Start on this outer corner here. And these shadows, I've noticed, I've never used any other palettes from this company before, but this one specifically, needs a powder or dry base to work on. It doesn't really work with a sticky base. It's just pretty patchy. But if you set your base like we did today, they blend out pretty good. I'm just going to keep packing on, starting in this outer corner, and then like moving once there's less product on my brush up onto the rest of the eye and blending it up. I have hooded saggy lids, so I'm gonna go way close to my brow. Like a Sue. Alright, we'll do the other eye. Start with the slow build up here. Hopefully my air conditioner isn't too loud or obnoxious. I'll keep packing it on and blending it out. I enjoy makeup because it's a way for me to be artistic and expressive in ways that I normally can't. I'm not very good at drawing. I'm not very good at singing. I have a hair somewhere. Oh. I can kind of write. I wrote a book. But this just, I don't know, it lets me be creative and express that part of me that I don't get to in other avenues. So we're gonna stop right there. And I'm gonna add just a touch of this rhythm color right here. This like brighter, it's not quite as bright as it's showing up on camera, but it's definitely deeper. And I'm gonna stick with that same brush, and I'm gonna just a tip. You know how they do. You know how they do. But actually just the tip. Okay. And since I have the hooded eye situation, I'm gonna look straight into my mirror with my face relaxed. And then I'm gonna set this where I want my crease to be. So you can see here to here. And then once I have where I want it, I'm going to go in and just blend it slightly. I'm barely touching my skin at this point. Just right here in this outer crease. Outer corner-ish. And you see. And then you just blend your life away. And kind of see how it added just a little bit more depth and dimension. Do the same, just boop, 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 just a tip. And always measure your own eye, because each eye is a little different. You know, try and make them the same. Analogy for your brows where you make them sisters, not twins, kind of goes for your eyes. Mine are cousins at this point, so, you know, this one got a scar and everything. So, here we go. Relax your face. Stare straight ahead. Keep it mainly in this outer V. I do because of the hooded eye situation we got going on. You have something like this. And if you see, well, just kind of, you know, that take a step back and look at yourself moment. I've got a big mirror over here I can look at. I can't see anything because I don't have my glasses on. But, you tell me, is it looking all right? This is mascara. Okay, let's move on. Let me see. Do I have any fallout? No, not really. None at all, actually. Okay, let's set this aside for just a second, and we'll move on to the under eyes. Okay. I'm going to go back in with my finger, since I don't have any fallout, and just make sure, this should be pretty dry by now, but I want to take the shine away. I don't want this to be shiny under my under eye. I want it to be matte. So I'm going to take that Mineral Veil powder, that Bare Minerals, again, load my brush up with it. See this under eye here. This will darken my under eye a little bit because of the powder. It has a little bit of color to it, but I don't mind. We're going to add shadow under there anyhow, and this is kind of like prepping the lid we did up here, but the same thing for my under eye. It's not really for concealing because we're just going to put a bunch of shadow there anyhow, so, you know, it's mostly to have a blank canvas. And one for these shadows to work on because, like I said, they need a dry, powdery base to blend with, or they are patchy. Like so. I love this powder. I'm going to use it just a little bit later, so hang on to it. Ooh, okay. Let me get the little brush that I want. This little pencil brush here, this is one of my favorites. They call it an eye crease brush from e.l.f. It's just this little round pencil brush. It looks like an eraser on a pencil. Okay. We're going to go back into that same palette we've been working with. The Upbeat Orange. Don't know why I can't remember if that's what it's called, but that's what it is. Okay. Now I'm going to go into a Psych again, that color, initial color we started out with on this little pencil brush, and I'm just going to load it up like you would a fluffy brush. Tap it off. And then I'm going to go right in this outer corner and underneath my lash line all the way. And make it connect, but stay pretty close to the lash line with it. We're going to blow it out with another color here in a minute. I'm going to get the placement of it. I'm going to pick up a little bit more. Yeah, right there. These colors are a lot softer in person and on the eye, as you can tell, but they're still pretty. All right, let's do the other eye. You want to connect your little outer V here. And I want this all the way under. And keep it kind of close to the lash line. We're not going to blow it out quite yet with this brush. This is really placing where we want that maximum color to be. And since I have extra, that's not a word. I did have an edible before I started recording, so that'll be fun. Anyway, you want to connect this outer corner. Okay, with the same brush, we're going to go into Rhythm, that little darkest color again, just the tip again, same as we did on the top, just the tip, and I'm going to keep this on the outer third here. I don't want it on the inner portion like we did that first color, just on the outside here, in the same exact spot though, right on top. No farther down, just right on top. And the same for the other eye. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing okay. Let me know. Honestly, no, I guess don't let me know. That just opens up a can of worms, right? Don't do that. Tell me I'm doing fantastic. Lie to me. Lie to me. And I hate my little scar right here. It doesn't ever want to hold on to pigment, and it looks, Okay, let me get a drink real quick. kind of coffee do you like? Do you like coffee? Do you drink coffee? Hot tea's more your thing? Okay, once we're here, I'll get real uncomfortably close, hopefully in focus, so you can see what I'm doing, because I can't. My back's cramping up. 2 seconds, please. This is where if I edited my videos, you would cut it out, but what's the fun in that? Oh, by the way, if you hit the little cog symbol, touch it, tap it, click it, bop it, twist it, pull it, whatever you do, whatever device you're on, the little like sprocket looking symbol, that's the settings. If you go to speed and you can change it, if you do it to 2 times, it takes no time to watch my long ass videos. Just anyhow, I watch all my videos on 2 times. You can also slow down the videos as well, which is fun. I do it a lot with songs. Anyway, back to my eye holes. Back to this first brush we were using with the initial shade, which we are not going to go in with. We're going to go in with this, I think this is Mania. This like lighter shade here on the end. I'm going to load that up the regular way. This one's a little powderier than the other ones. And I'm going to go just around this outside edge with it. On the bottom here. Really smear it out. And this will take in as well. But I kind of want to blend those darker colors we had in with each other and kind of muddy them up, so to speak. But with this lighter, brighter color. Oh, like so. I don't even know if you can see me the whole time. Am I way too far away? I don't know. Let's do the other eye. Okay. Like so, like so. Okay. Now, I'm going to try and not totally fuck it up with this, but I want to add this shimmy color right here, which is stunning, to the inner portion of my lid right here. I don't know. I'm going to have to use a brush with setting spray because it's a little weird. Sticks to your finger pretty good, but not to a brush. And not really to your lid either without something to stick to. So I'm going to use my trusty dusty Hard Candy Matte Shearing V Setting Spray. It doesn't really matter. You can use water. I'm actually going to pick it up on the brush first. Let's see if we can do that. Just so I can show you I'm doing the thing and there's nothing. I mean, I'm just like smushing it into the palette. It's that kind of thing. So I'm going to go ahead and spray my brush quite liberally and then go back into it. Just kind of in a corner if you're worried about like ruining the whole pan. Honestly, I'm not. But I'm going to just like fucking scoop it up. Can you see? It looks gross, but just let's try here. I'm probably going to go back in with my finger though, but here we go. Don't fuck it up. Don't fuck it up. And this is not a sheer pigment or a solid, it's a sheer pigment. Oh. But it's pretty as hell, and it does just add just enough. Just enough. It's a stupid ass shadow that doesn't fucking work like it's supposed to look like it should work. It looks like it should be a Super Shock shadow from ColourPop, but it's not like that at all. So my brush is still wet. I'm going to just scoop some more up. It just adds like this topper. It's pretty for just, it shouldn't be this complicated for how pretty it is. And I'll do the same over here. Just keeping it right there. And you can kind of build it up, but not really. So just be careful because it will get ever fucking where. If you have some glitter glue, that would probably work so much better, but I don't have any. So setting spray it is. Oh, okay. We're officially done with this palette. I like it. For $6, you cannot go fucking wrong. I want to try the other colors. They have quite a few, but they didn't have any at Walmart when we were there. Not that I'm buying anything right now. But orange colors are my shit. I love these colors. And I feel like a sherbet ice cream. But ice cream's not sherbet. What do you call it? Dessert? Okay, let's finish. Let's keep going. Okay, here we go. Rest of the face. I'm going to use my e.l.f. Putty Primer. This is the original one. I'm going to put it here and here. On my nose as well. This is where most of my bigger pores are. And I like it. I don't wear foundation, so I just typically smush this into my skin. It, on my complexion, just blends in. As you can see, it kind of just, I don't know. Am I tripping, or does it, like, blur out a couple of years? And you let it sit. Let's see. I really want to try their other ones, their mattifying one and their hydrating one. I have recently, since I've become a 34-year-old lady, my skin went from super oily and acne prone to dry as hell. So it probably doesn't help that I drink a shit ton of coffee, but we're not going to talk about that. We're going to continue to put makeup on my face. Okay. Let's move on to the cheeks. I'm going to stick with my cream products, but I'm going to try applying them with a brush. If you watched any of my Toke tutorials, I like this cream bronzer from, they call it a contour stick, but it's the Wet n Wild one, and the Belief Beauty from the Dollar General. Oh, this blush. Look at it. I have a type. That's my type. Oh, if any of you TikTok, because I TikTok way more than I actually should. It's so much fun, right? Okay, let's start with the bronzer. And I'm going to use my e.l.f. Duo Fiber Brush. It's a stippling brush. I love these little short-handled, these little chud babies. I love them. Okay, I'm just going to, I don't want to go heavy-handed on the bronzer today. I want to keep it a little lighter, a little fresher, a little dewier. I mean, I'm always dewy, but I want to try just a little different way to do my face makeup, and you're going to come along the ride with me. Okay, let's see. So you saw I had it on my brush here, and I'm just going to swirl it on my face in the bronzery, contoury areas and up into my forehead. Oh, I like this. Oh, I like this. I like this. And you see the difference? It's subtle, but it's there. Lie to me, like I said. Okay. Do it again. I just kind of swirly-whirlied till I got a dirty brush. Oh, sorry. Okay. And my hairline doesn't get as tan as like the rest of my face because I don't go out in the sun. I don't. And the freckles just happen naturally, regardless of how often I go in the sun. But you can tell like how white and actual my translucent my skin is compared. So that bronzing just kind of, I don't know, makes it look like I actually do outside activities. Okay, I do outside activities, but they were involved swinging in chairs. That's not a thing. It's a thing, but that sounds weird. I hang laundry. That's about it. Anyway, let's continue. I'm going to go into this just a tiny bit. And I'm going to go across this part of my nose. The sun also naturally hits you here. Instead of contouring my nose, this is what I've been kind of doing instead of. Because I like the shape of my nose. I don't mind it, honestly. And then I'm going to take a little under my lip. Okay. I need to stop saying that because I sound like Joe Pesci from whichever Lethal Weapon movie it is, and I don't like it. Okay. Where'd I set it? Here it is. I don't remember what the color of this is, but I'm just gonna, ooh, barely, I don't know if you saw me do that, but that was probably too much. Okay. I want it higher up, back up closer to like my eyeshadow here. So let's see where this goes. And I'm barely swirling. And I kind of want this back. And once there's less product, I'll bring it a little forward on my cheek here, just to blend everybody together. And a little up here. All right. Okay. Oh, why didn't you stay in there with your friends? Stay in there. Okay. I think I had a little too much dip on that one. Okay. And I'm kind of basically putting it over exactly the same spot I put that bronzer. Just so everything looks like it's cohesive. And I'll blush up a little bit up here. Honestly, that was itchy. Now, there's probably nothing left on this. I'm going to do it in the same spot we did the bronzing situation. Okay. Oh, why is my nose so itchy all of a sudden? Okay. Did it again. I think I changed my mind about how we're going to set this situation, because I am going to set this. I usually don't. I usually just let it go, but I kind of want to matte everything a little bit more and make the eyes, the shimmery part, the standout of the show here. So long story short, I'm going to set my face with some powder, and I'm going to use the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Pressed Powder. I still haven't gotten a new one of these. I need one. And I'm going to put it on my face with this big fluffy brush. This is the Real Techniques powder brush, I believe. It's the big fluffy, one of their original ones that they came out with. I hate this soft touch weird shit handle because it gets all like sticky after a while. Okay. Now to set my face, I'm just going to swirl my brush in here like this. And then I'm going to swirl it in the lid just to kind of make sure everybody's loaded in there. And then I'm going to start from like the center of my face and work my way out. So here, here, here. And I'm pressing it first just so I don't disturb anything underneath yet before we start buffing. All right. Go back into that powder. We're going to swirl. We're going to swirl. We're going to go back in. I'm going to start on my nose this time. Just right here. And then where we did that bronzer and blush. And down here, make sure everything's... Now, I'm not going to lose my shine completely because this does have like a satin finish to the powder. But it will take down the like glossiness. It'll just make it look like my skin is healthy, which it kind of is. I gotta see what I'm doing in case I don't want to get too cakey. And I don't put too much around my mouth because I do have lots of fine lines and smile lines, so I kind of don't. But I am going to go up on my forehead and over my brows a little bit. Okay, we're going to let this sit on our face, bake, so to speak, but not really. I am going to come back to my face, though, with this brush in just a second. Why does it feel like there's a hair right here? Is it on my eyelash? Maybe not. Okay. I'm going to put a little lip balm on because I'm feeling a little crusty at the moment. Let's move on to some highlighter. And then we'll do mascara. Where's the highlighter I want? Right here. I'm going to use my good old Mary Luminizer from the Balm and this tiny little Estee Lauder brush. I think it's an Estee Lauder brush. Yeah. And I'm going to highlight the tops of my cheekbones with this. I know we just took the shine away, but I want specific shine, and it's not going to be very, very much. I want it literally just, see where my natural, this part of my cheekbone is? I want literally right there. Now, if you don't like this like striped, pinpoint, highlighted, strobe, whatever you want to call it, effect, you can use a bigger, fluffier brush like the one that we did the concealer with. This one will blend it out a little bit more, but not quite as much. Or you can use even something like a blush brush that's pretty soft. This one's real flimsy. Just to diffuse it out a little bit if you want to. I felt the hair. Alright, and then we'll do this side. Just right where my natural face highlight is. And a little farther back just because we're accentuating our features. And I like that, like, oh, there's a highlighter? Oh, a highlighter? Oh, okay. I'm going to put a little bit on the inner corners, and then we'll do brows. I'm not sure if I want to put any on my brow bone yet, so we'll start with the inner corner. And I want it all up in that business, all down and around and all. Woohoo! If you're my skin tone and you have, the money for a new highlighter, this was $24, but I talk about this all the time. I love it. It's one of my favorites, and I'm so glad I bought it. They have lots of colors in it, too, so how's that looking? So far, so good. Okay, now I'm going to take whatever's left on my brush. I didn't dip back into it or tap it off or anything. I'm going to put it, you can see my nose is kind of square. I'm going to put the highlight here, not here. Right here. So it brings the end of my nose up. It gives it an illusion. An illusion. We're like magicians up in here. Of just being a little more upturned. A little more upturned. And I like a little right here because my brow hangs over just a little bit. And this takes that shadow away and makes my face come forward just a little bit more. Haha, tips and tricks of the trade. I'm just regurgitating what I've learned, so if it helps me and it could help you, then by all means. What am I looking for? I need to do my brows. And the brush would be right here. Okay, I'll stop. I'm going to do my good old soap brows. And I've liked this technique. I've tried this several different ways. This is my favorite way. I'm going to use, not that one, I want this one. We're going to go back to that setting spray. And my bar of soap. And I'm going to spritz it just a little. Take my soapy, it's got dried up soap from the other day on it. I'm going to swirl it around, get a little slurry going here, and get most sides of the brush here. I've bent mine to help me maneuver around my face because I have to get close because I cannot see. Oh, there it is. Okay, for the brows, I'm going to push them up. I want them to stand up off my face a little bit. Give the illusion that they're higher up on my face than they actually are. I'll push this side up. Same thing. I do dye my brows because I dye my hair. I am not naturally this color, if you were wondering. Okay. Shit, I did it again. I need to trim these little fuckers too. Oy. So once they're standing up all crazy like, as much as you can get them to crazy, we're going to leave them there for un momento while they dry. Kinda. And I find the palette I want to use for my brows. Let's stick with the same palette. Let's try that. Let's use the darkest color in this palette, this Harvest one. I'm going to use it in my brows, see how it goes. And I'm going to use the other end of my brush here. It's this weird shaped, I don't enjoy it. I need to buy me a new one. But we're going to take it and fill in these brows. And I just dip it in, and then I like to tap it off on the back of my hand just to make sure there's no extra like fallout. And then go in. Ooh, this is a little much, but that's okay. And I'm basically filling in like the skin portion. My brow hairs, since they are dyed, you can see them, but because they are dyed, the skin underneath is super pale and stands out because it's washed off of my skin but not my hair. You know, that's kind of the whole premise behind the brow tattoo situation. Except with that, they're doing individual brow hairs. I'm not. And I know we kind of messed up the soap situation, but that's okay. We're going to go back. But let's do the other brow. I'm still figuring out my brow situation here. So, this is just what's been working for me. And if you doubted how close I have to get, and when people say, I can't see, you saw. And I still can't see clearly. I'm just guessing at this point. Hoping it all turns out okay, so... like I said, if I can do it, you can do it too. Oh, these are looking pretty good. And I kind of just go with my natural shape. But you do you, boo. This tail. Alright, and once you got the color and shape how you want, I'm gonna go back into my soup. Soup, where'd you go? There it is. Give it a little more spritz because this is dried. Drop your brush. Give it a little swirly swirl one more time. Load it up. And put the soap back in the box so I don't drop it again. We're gonna gently go back over these and push them back up. I'm not pushing hard, just enough to get them back up. And I have quite a bit of suds on there. It's okay. It'll dry clear. That was just trial and error on my part. You're supposed to use a pure glycerin soap, so it does dry clear. This one, luckily for me, does. Even though it's white. Oh, it's one of my own hairs. Is that attached? No. And I just kind of keep pushing them up until they kind of laminate to my face a little bit. Was I like 20 miles away? Could you tell what I was doing? Worst YouTuber ever. YouTuber. Look at me being presumptuous. Pretentious? Fuck, I don't know. Oh, no. Two more. Okay. And I'm going to stop right there. Because if I keep going, I'm going to mess them up. So as those are drying on your face, we can do a little readjusting and a little more coffee drinking. Is anybody going to watch this all the way through? If you've made it this far, leave me a peace sign emoji in the comments and a like so I know that you've been here. See how that goes. Anyway, moving right along, I'm gonna do my lips because I want to. And I want to see if this color is going to turn out how I want to in my head before I set everything. And I'm debating on doing lashes or not. That's why I haven't put mascara on, and I don't think I'm going to. So this is the lip I want to try. I don't have my glasses on, so I can't see it. It's one of the Wet n Wild ones. I'm gonna wipe off my lip balm. And it's this tangerine color. Woo-hoo, woo-hoo. Okay, I'm gonna go straight in with this. These are very hydrating, so I didn't need most of that lip balm, but okay. The Shine formula, oh, it's so good. Oh, they just feel so good on the lips. That color. Okay. Okay, let's put a little setting spray on my actual face. Where's my fan at? Okay. This is a little aggressive, so I'm going to do it from just a little bit farther away. And that's it. That's it. That's enough. Give it a little fan here. Let's look at how our face is looking. You tell me. Yes, no, maybe. Oh, look at that highlight. Oh, 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 oh. I think I'm going to leave the eye how it is, but I want to add a little bit of that highlighter just right in the center of my lid, I think. Make it pop just a little bit more instead of on the brow bone. So I'm going to go back into that Mary Luminizer, and I'm going to go just right here in the center of my lid. Does that do anything? Oh, yeah. Kind of a spotlight-ish situation, but not really. A little more over here. Okay. Now it's time for mascara. I'm going to use I'm going to throw this away after it's on its last leg, but this was really good. It was the Wet n Wild Mega Length Mascara in Very Black, I believe. I liked the wand on this because it's small. It's one of those spiky plastic ones. It's got teeny tiny little bristles on it, which helps me because I have really bad astigmatism and I tend to poke myself in the eye a lot. And these little curly bastards in the corner of my scar eye are hard to get to with a fluffier, more traditional brush. This is another Wet n Wild one that I like. This one's the Mega Volume. It's a little fat boy compared to the skinny lengthening one. But this one has the traditional just spoolie. That one's okay. I wish that they would make a brush like this with the tiny little bristles, but not plastic, because this kind of hurts. But anyhow, let's do a layer of mascara. The other eye. How do you put on mascara? If you have a tendency to poke yourself in the eye like I do, and you want to avoid it, try looking away from the side that you're putting it on. Works the same way with tight lining if you're not used to putting anything on your waterline. It keeps you from touching the actual, cornea part of your eye, I guess it would be. I'm not a doctor. Get these little side bumps over here. Yeah, this mascara is on its last leg. And it was really good. It was a pretty wet formula to begin with, so it lasts a little bit longer. But it's been pretty good start to finish. I'm going to do the lower ones now. Make these little guys pop a little bit. Say hello to the body. Oh, it looks good from here. Can't see anything, but... Alright. Mascara is done. I think we're done. I didn't need to go back in and powder like I thought I was going to, but that's okay. Nobody needs to know. Let me put my glasses on. And we'll see how we're feeling. Oh, oh. That highlighter though. Anyway, okay, this is a finished look. What do we think? This lipstick color, now that I have my glasses on, let me tell you what color it is. It's called Tangerine the Alarm. These are so cute and these are so bomb. Oh, they're like $2 at Walmart, CVS, you name it, drugstore. It's probably there. I enjoyed this eyeshadow too. What do you think? Let me know. Have you tried any, what was that company called? I forgot already. I'm stoned, apparently. Profusion. One more look. It's so pretty. That shimmer shade is kind of disappointed, but it's pretty, right? Okay, anyway, this is like a fucking hour long. I love you if you made it this far. Thank you so much for being here. I truly, truly appreciate it. I enjoy making these videos so much. And just getting high and talking and feeling relaxed and comfortable again. And yeah, that's it. I gotta go.